How do you manage yourself as an artist? How do independent artists manage themselves without a label or official manager? Well, keep watching because today I'm going to share some of my tips and tricks on how to manage yourself as an indie artist and help you keep track of everything. Let's blast off and get started. JM in your universe. Konnichiwa friends, I'm Jonathan Miller and welcome back to Jonathan Miller Music, helping you become a better indie artist. I make futuristic and outer space inspired dance pop music, and every Wednesday on this channel I'm helping others take their music to level 2. If that sounds good, consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell. If not, wow, okay, I guess you already know how to manage yourself as an artist and probably just clicked on this video because you were bored. In which case, why are you on YouTube and not writing a song? Think about that. Managing yourself as an independent artist is a lot of work. I'm really not going to sugarcoat it for you. It's like doing 5 jobs all at the same time. However, it's absolutely doable. I, like many other artists out there, manage their careers just fine. Plus, if I ever did get a dedicated manager, I'd have all of this information to communicate what I'm wanting. Remember, being indie is all about the power and freedom that comes with control. It just takes a little experimentation and practicing. So here are some tips on how you can manage yourself so you can be successful. Tip number 1. Know your strengths and weaknesses. In order to manage yourself, you need to know yourself. Kind of audit yourself and think about what areas of your music business that you excel in. That includes promotion and marketing, booking shows and gigs, merchandising, your online presence, and of course, which areas of music creation you excel in. Producing, songwriting. You need to be very honest with yourself because by identifying areas that you aren't as strong in, you'll know where you can hire things out or the areas in which you can improve. By knowing your strengths, you'll be able to focus in on those key places and not have to stress out so much about them. For example, one of my strengths is organization and time management, but one of my weaknesses is all the fine-tuning in audio engineering. So how do I balance? I plan my weeks ahead of time so I can take classes on music production and practice. Which brings me to my next point. Tip number 2. Track your goals. Yes, goal setting is a very real and very necessary skill for you to have in order to manage yourself successfully as an independent musician. I would recommend you break your goals down from yearly to quarterly, to monthly, to weekly, and even daily. I know that sounds lofty, but trust me, you'll get good at it, and it gets fun crossing things off. So you could set your yearly goal to be something like release your album in September. Then you can break down all the things you need in order for that to happen. You can separate all of those things into smaller categories by making to-do lists. To-do lists are my best friend. Nothing makes me feel more accomplished than seeing all my stuff crossed off. It's a giant stress reliever, so give it a try. Tip number 3. Understand your finances. Not only do you really need to understand your budget and how to manage it, but you really need to know all of the areas that your money is coming in and out from. You need to keep track of your business expenses, from music video props, to plugins for your DAW, to renewal fees of your music on online retailers, to other types of renewal fees, everything. If you can, I recommend setting up an account that you use just for business purposes. Furthermore, you should really pay attention and learn where your music royalties come from. I've got plenty of videos on this channel and I'll put some recommendations in the description, but if you don't know already, music royalties are complicated. So it's worth your time to learn the basics and how they work. Tip number 4. Make dedicated creative time. We are artists first and foremost. We have to have our music making time. The business stuff can be a real time eater occasionally, so you've got to make sure you've scheduled in uninterrupted music making time. For me, my dedicated music time is usually on Fridays because I like to end my work week with the fun stuff. And of course, you can do creative stuff anytime you want, but you should make sure there's some dedicated time in your schedule to focus on your creativity. And tip number 5, give yourself grace. Be kind to yourself. Managing your own career and being an entrepreneur is a ton of work, and there will always be frustrating learning curves, some lasting a little bit longer than you think they should, but it happens. So don't be afraid to take a day off or two, or just taking time away from music and the business stuff. Don't be like me and punish yourself when all you want to do is just sit on the couch and play Pokemon instead of work. Remember, this is a job just like any other job. Keep yourself focused when you need to, but don't punish yourself if you're having an off day. Take care of your mental health. You're doing great, and before you know it, all your tightrope walking will be paying off. So those are some tips on how to manage yourself as an independent artist. Question of the video: what is one strength and one weakness that you have in your music business? For me, another strength of mine is I'm a really good lyricist, but an area of weakness is I try to do too much sometimes. And my body pays the price for it. But what about you? If you want more indie artist tips and tricks, I've got plenty of recommendations in the description below. And if you like me and you like what I do, consider joining me on Patreon. I've got all sorts of fun rewards, including early access to new music, or even getting your name featured in my YouTube videos. But as always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it and subscribe if you're new. I put out new videos every single Wednesday. Once again, I'm Jonathan Miller, and I will see you next time. See you later. Be kind to yourself. Bye.
I am a machine, got a